Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show. We've got a couple of things to talk about today. A couple of big pieces of news going on, then a couple of deranged pieces of news going on today. Of course, Keir Starmer resigning, and I have a good reason to believe why he resigned. Also, the algae gate that I tell you what, if the media could spend any more time covering the algae instead of, say, the missing kids under Biden or any other story that happened under Biden. I mean, this literally shows the media bias that we've been talking about for a very, very long time. If you're watching right now, if you can go ahead and hit the retweet button or like, share, subscribe, all those things, please do it. I'm going to go hit the button right now. I want to welcome everybody in who is watching over on the ForAmerica pages as well as my Tim Runs His Mouth pages. I'm glad you guys are here today. Glad we get to talk about all this stuff. Let's get into it as I need to turn up my headphones. Old man Tim needs to turn up his headphones so he can hear himself and the videos that we're about to play. So, here's what's happening. Keir Starmer resigning. This is his statement this morning. How about I don't show it myself? This is, by the way, I am really good at tech. Just want to let you know that. Really good at tech. Love screwing this stuff up. Here we go. Here's Keir Starmer resigning this morning.
The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election.
You're not.
I have heard the answer of my parliamentary party to that question, and I accept that answer with good grace. Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first.
Are we sure about that? I got a lot to say about that.
That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess.
Okay, who cares what the rest of the thing is that he says? So he is resigning, and I will tell you this right now. I think this is one of the reasons, his resignation, is because of that report that came out the other day, and we're going to talk about that in a second as well. But one of the reasons that this guy has been trying to ban social media constantly, one of the reasons that he's been attacking X and free speech, and I don't know how many arrests now, thousands upon thousands of arrests in the UK, is to block stories like the one that I believe led to him resigning. This guy doesn't want to have anything negative. You can't say anything negative about immigrants over there, by the way. They are a majority of the crime, and they are going on assault gangs against women. This is irrefutable. But my mere saying that on social media, or saying that, hey, it's time to send those immigrants home, would label me as a terroristic threat. And I guarantee, and I have no desire to go to the UK anytime soon, but I guarantee if I visited the UK, I'd probably be stopped in the airport, as has happened to many people, called in and questioned. There are people coming back from the US right now who traveled over here to watch the World Cup. They went and shot some guns, and they are getting hauled into jail because of photos of themselves shooting guns in America over in the UK when they go back. That's what's happening there. But one of the main reasons, which is always one of the main reasons that the government wants to limit your access to social media and free speech, is when the government has failed the people. This rape gang inquiry report came out the other day from Rupert Lowe. It's this huge report, 250,000 women. It is the most disgusting thing that has happened, that has been basically uncovered in the West in a long time. This is why he's resigning. Make no mistake, he wasn't going to go anywhere. Keir Starmer was going to stay in office. But because this inquiry came out, he decided to change his mind. It is horrifying, and I'm not going to go through it all here. It's very easy to access. Again, go to Rupert Lowe's page on X, and you can go over and take a look at it. But it is absolutely horrifying what has happened to women in the UK and continues to happen in the UK. And then the cover-up of what has happened to women in the UK. And it is that report, and only that report, why this man is resigning. Now, he lost in the elections. His party lost in the elections, and lost a ton of seats. But that is not why. He had no intent on leaving. And he had mentioned this, and they had asked him over and over again about him leaving, and asked his party about him leaving. And he had no intent. There was literally no intent for that guy that wet paper bag, to resign from office, to step down. No, 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 no. He is stepping down solely because of how terrible this report is, and someone needs to be in jail for that. But you are more likely to go to jail in the UK for talking about that, for posting about that, for posting about the immigrants doing that, than the people are likely to go to jail who are covered in that report. And Keir Starmer has been covering for it. He's been covering for his government's failings. He's been covering for the disgusting immigrant behavior, for the Islamization or Islamatization, you get it either way, of the UK. And it finally caught up to him with that report. But I guarantee you, no one in the UK, or very few people in the UK, would know about that report if he was able to ban X the way that they want to, if he was able to ban free speech the way that he wants to. That's what's happening here. Banning, and again, they're still moving forward, I believe, with banning social media for children under 16. All social media and YouTube. Free speech. You can only get your information from the government and the BBC, which is the government over there. That's the idea. It's totalitarian control. It's tyranny. And it is what's happening. And we have waved it off and we've ignored it, honestly, because they're white. And because they have British accents. And you would at your mind, when you think evil or totalitarian or tyranny, you think some sort of evil accent, or you think some sort of a different demographic, as we've been told and shown in films. But no. No. What's happening here is that guy's turned into the bad guy. And how you know he's turned into the bad guy is that if you post that he's turned into the bad guy on social media, or talk about immigrants leaving, they will arrest you, or at least give you a warning and say that you're causing terroristic threats in the country. Unbelievable. But glad he's gone. Maybe they'll improve something. I mean, look, it can't get as... I mean, it's still worse than this. Yeah! Listen, if you're going to take a moment in your life and be athletic for the first time ever, maybe do something a little bit more dignified than stealing a New York Knicks trash can. What level? Where are we at in our lives where we're dumping a trash can? We're dumping trash all over the streets in New York City so that we can get ourselves a collectible Knicks trash can. But also, I don't believe this person's ever done a singular athletic thing in their lives. Again, imagine just again, the first time you got up that morning, you were like, I need to go out. I need to steal myself a New York Knicks trash can today. Did they consider whether or not they could lift it? I mean, that is full of trash there. I'm not sure what they're doing. But again, this will be, by the way, I'm sure this person will be at the pro-Palestine protest tomorrow, or the anti-Trump protest tomorrow. This just looks like, again, way to go, New York. I mean, look at everyone. By the way, look at the faces of people behind them. Look at this guy. Look at everybody here, literally staring at this person. Like, why are you stealing a dirtier than most New York City trash can? I would take a lot of souvenirs from championship series. In fact, to be honest with you, I have in my hallway, because I think it's cool, I have the last fully intact men's room sign from Shea Stadium. It was sanitized before I got it, and taken down by the people who pulled apart the stadium when Shea Stadium closed. So I do have an orange and blue bathroom sign in my hallway that's up above my bathroom, my guest bathroom. But I would never. This is disgusting. This is levels of disgusting, and the reaction of everyone around them is all you need. Just the stares of, I can't believe you're doing this. So they can put it in their 20 square foot apartment. I don't understand what the thought is here. But again, has anybody checked on Grimace lately? Is that the new? Have they recast Grimace for like Netflix? I don't understand. I have never wanted to steal a trash can. I'm not sure. Again, I've seen signs and stuff, and I usually ask like, hey, can I take a sign? It's like a championship sign or something from something. I even have an American flag from the Mets center field in my hallway. Huge American flag. But I paid for it. Stealing a trash can. That is nothing more memorable than that. By the way, here's Phyllis Miller. The UK sucks. I lived there for 4 miserable years. It's fun to go for It's fun to go for, like a week. Last time I went for like 3 days to the UK. Was in Britain for 3 days. I'd rather go to Ireland. Instead of Britain, I'd rather go to Ireland or Scotland. Honestly, Scotland's seeming pretty cool right now. Their fans seem awesome. Tell you what they don't do there after, or I tell you what they don't do after World Cup games. You don't see any of the fans here talking about how great America is and stealing trash cans. I again, mind-blowing to me that somebody's stealing a trash can. Also, who the person is that's stealing a trash can. I've decided to stand up and do something today. Is that a man or a woman? I decided to stand up and do something today. You know what I decided to do? Steal a trash can. I caught hepatitis. Or tetanus. Or probably a combo of things. I mean, this is just like, look at all this trash. It's cups. It's New York City trash, so it's food and it's cups. So this is stuff that's been like people's hands and mouth and beer cans and just the most disgusting trash. The most disgusting waste, and that's what this person decided they needed to steal the trash can from. I am perplexed by that. No. Let's go from trash to something else that I want to cover, and we're going to talk about this with Amy Robbins coming up and also Kurt Schlichter later in the show. We're joined by Amy Robbins, by the way, of Dallas Express and a bunch of other things today, political commentator, and Kurt Schlichter, who is an attorney, a town hall columnist, and lots of other things, an author. Here's an Emmy-winning reporter over the weekend. And again, local Emmys, anybody can win a local Emmy. I've got friends who have won like 50 and 60 of them now. But his name is Dustin Nolan, and he's emotional. He's resigning from air. I kind of want to know what's happening here. And that's what I want to talk to Amy about, because I can't for the life of me figure out what is happening here and why this guy resigned. It's kind of cryptic. So here's his statement, and then we'll get into it.
Well, I'll try to get through this. Well, before we go this morning, I have an announcement. Today is my last day here at KWQC TV6.
By the way, you know why I could never make it in TV is I don't have nice hair. I do have hair under this hat, but it's not nice.
I have chosen to step away from the news industry. Before I say goodbye, I just want to say I hope every one of you that's allowed me to be a part of your mornings know just how important that I have taken this job, how much it means to me, that you've trusted me these past few years to bring you the news in the morning.
I want to know what happened.
I promise you I've given you everything I have. I've never tried to be perfect or what many think a newsman is supposed to be, but I have always done my best to be transparent, bring you the facts, and I've always been myself. I've loved being able to provide a public service to this place we all call home, the Quad Cities. When it comes to this job, all I've ever wanted to do is report on the issues that really matter. I've always believed that we, as a local news station, owe you, the viewers, the best that we can do, because without you, none of us would be able to do this job.
So he's definitely, from that, I can tell you right now, he's arguing with his editors or his news director or somebody. There's some sort of argument over content. Now, what content it is and what side of the aisle he's on, that's obviously what's happening here is that, and that's what you get from that, is that you're trying to be unbiased or whatever and this and that. That means that somebody is biased or he's arguing with a news director over the content that he's having to read on air. Because again, newscasters are just half decent, sometimes not good looking people who read the news. They're not really thought provoking. Those are more like journalists. The anchors are the people who just read the news. So he's obviously arguing something happened with one of his bosses or someone in the newsroom that he was either overridden or did not like where the editorial direction was, and that's why he's leaving. Let's keep going with the statement.
I also believe that we as a local news station have to be more than trends or sanitized news because it makes people feel uncomfortable. That's why the facts matter, and that's why we do what we do here.
The facts matter. Hey, what do you guys think about it? I want to like hit me up in the chat, by the way. Yeah. Can we just Can we talk in the chat? I'm going to put in here, leave a comment in the chat about what you think is happening. I want to know what you think is happening here. Because I'm perplexed by this. And I again think he obviously argued with the bosses. Let's keep going. I want to go back to this, like, facts matter. I always wonder what it means when somebody says facts matter. You know, we've seen some anchors and some members of the media drop off and join the James O'Keefe team. That was a different type of facts matter than the old, we don't want to say anything positive about Trump thing. I don't know this guy's politics. Could go either way, just by looking at it. Usually you can tell by looking at somebody. Could go either way.
Trends or sanitized news because it makes people feel uncomfortable. That's why the facts matter, and that's why we do what we do here. We have to take people out.
Oh, hold on. I have to stop right now. I love this so much. If you're going to call Terry Moore, if you're going to call people idiots, you got to be able to spell idiot. That's, wow. I mean, it's spelled IDIOTS, but if you're going to call people stupid or idiots, you got to make sure you got to nail the spell. You got to nail it. You can't be off, or else you yourself look like the dumbest person in the room to 7 million people.
Out of their bubbles and comfort zones and make them think about the world we all live in. And this is a bittersweet goodbye. Yes, I'm looking forward to my next chapter in life, but it's not easy to say goodbye. The hardest part of this job for me is the realization that I won't be working with Jenna anymore, because she isn't just the greatest co-anchor on the news desk, but she is the greatest co-anchor in life as well. And
it's his wife. What happened that this guy's crying? I want to know. There's more to the story. I've never cried, but I've quit many jobs. I've never cried.
You don't have a Jenna in your life, I suggest you find one, because she makes dreams come true in every way another human can. And to the great and talented people here at TV6, like Kevin Phelps, Mike Ortiz, Ryan, our morning producer, Kaylee and Madison, our morning directors, and people like Deanna as well, and others that, all the other wonderful people here that I've worked with here at TV6.
And the others.
TV6, I just want to say thank you for being great professionals and, more importantly, great people. There will be no more TV tomorrows for me, so for everyone who's allowed me to be a part of their morning, I really do thank you. Good day and goodbye.
Okay, I don't understand what happens, and I'm going to go over to the Fox News story here on this guy. Then let's blow this up a little bit more. I'm confused as to what's happening here. Iowa news anchor quits live on air in emotional plea for facts over sanitized news. Again, it just sounds like he's arguing with a news director to me. I don't know. I want to get your opinion on this. This is from, again, Fox National. KWQC TV6 anchor Dustin Nolan previously won Mid-America Emmy in 2025 for his work on the NBC affiliate. Okay. He had a local Emmy. Local Iowa news anchor Dustin Nolan announced he will be leaving his job at KWQC TV6 during a live broadcast on Friday. What's Tim been shopping for? Watch this. I'll try to get through this, Nolan said. Well, before we go this morning, I have an announcement. Today's my last day here. We got that already. He began to tear up as he described feeling grateful. I'm trying to get some information. I want to know what happened here, Fox. Give it to me. Nolan did not explain his reasons for leaving, but emphasized the importance of delivering more than sanitized news to the public. I am very confused. I'm very confused. Because, again, it just may... Here's what I think happened, and we'll keep going here. This is more quotes from him. Nolan also thanked the co-worker and wife, Jenna Jackson, for their work together at the station. Good for him for marrying the co-anchor, huh? I tried to hit on the weather and traffic chick at Fox 5. We went out like once, but I struck out. Fox News Digital reached out to KWQC TV6 for comment. Nolan had worked... By the way, she's not. I don't think she's there anymore, so don't go watching Fox 5 tomorrow and be like, Tim got struck out with whoever that is. Might be a guy now. Who knows? I don't watch it. Nolan has worked at KWQC since 2022. So he's only been there for what just happened? He's only been there for 4 years. His wife previously took home. He and his wife, they shared an Emmy. See, that's a win. He and his wife took home a Mid America Emmy in 2025 for Best Morning Daytime Newscast in the medium and small market category. Good for them. That's like a good anniversary gift, huh? You won an Emmy together? I can't even win board games and trivia nights with girls that I date. I won an Emmy, a local one. KWQC TV6 later posted Nolan's farewell. Okay, so here's the deal. If they posted it, it was an amicable break. Or they asked him to leave and they paid him to leave. But man, my nose is itching. I promise I'm not on drugs. I'm confused as to what the issue could have been. Because again, he was very sad about it, which makes it seem like he's not leaving on his own accord. He talks about news quality and seemingly editorial things. Man, allergies today. It seems like he's talking about news quality and editorial issues. So to me, the most I can come up with here is that this guy argued with his bosses over something that he didn't want to report on. He stood up for himself, and they cut a deal where he has a non-disparagement agreement, and he went home. That's why, they posted this. It seemed warm and fuzzy. His wife seemed sad about it instead of angry about it. So I feel maybe it was like an amicable argument. I don't know. Just another NBC liberal that couldn't hack it at Fox. Next story, please. I will move on it. Gene Wood. You're quitting your job, not performing sex, so there's no need to open your mouth. I've never, that's another thing. It's like when people unfollow you on social media. I will, and that's a good opinion, okay? It's because when people unfollow you sometimes on social media, especially an account like mine or ForAmerica, they're like, I've had enough. I'm leaving. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And it's like, just leave. Just leave. You don't have to tell me that you're leaving. Just leave. You don't have to announce it. You just want the attention for it. So I can understand that comment. There's just such a weird, so there's a weird ego in local TV and all TV in general. People there's this concept of I don't know. I never viewed myself as anything more important than what I was. If people recognized me in public, I usually would buy them coffee or something when I was in local Fox. It was actually, I was the one, I probably talked too much when people would ask me about being on TV or whatever. But I don't get it. I don't get it. Here you go. This is Eddie Finley. It was reminiscent of the Monty Python scene where King Arthur was talking to the commoner who began yelling, "I'm being oppressed." I'm sure the guy's going through something, but it just did seem like a lot. That has become one of my lines recently. It's this just seems like a lot. This just seems like a lot. I don't know. We can watch it a little bit. I will move on to the next story momentarily. I was hoping that we'd be joined by Amy here, but guess she forgot to click the button or something. But this guy again, I want to watch just a little bit of this again. I'm confused by it, and then we'll move on to the algae story because I want to talk about how insane these leftists are. But there's just something about this. Again,
This morning, I have an announcement. Today is my last day here at KWQC TV6.
Nobody else, by the way, if you announce that you're leaving, if you walked into your job and said, "I have an announcement, I'm leaving today," and you started crying, most people would be like, "Get out. We have work to do. Get out. We got things to do today." All right, here's the story this weekend. By the way, I'm so sick of the reflecting poll BS story. I'm so sick of this story that, of course, we have to talk about it because we're not. And again, we're not covering the algae. If you want to go down the road of do I think leftists did it? Yes, I do. Do I think that they have tried to destroy the poll? Yes, because they're getting arrested. Actually, let's start there. Where's the story at? Get rid of. I don't need to see the guy crying anymore on television. Here's the story. At least 5 people have been arrested for allegedly vandalizing. No, they vandalized. Allegedly, so you don't get sued in case somebody's actually innocent and you make an error. They vandalized the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pole, an administration official says, as President Trump threatens long prison terms for offenders. They are ripping up the sealant that they put on the bottom of the pole. I don't doubt for 1 second that they're putting the algae in there. I think I'm the only person saying that. You can call me crazy, and I want you to say that in the comments. If you think I'm crazy, you let me have it. But I absolutely believe that they are sabotaging this because I don't... Okay, number one, I thought it was ridiculous on one end that when the reflecting pole was fixed, and it was pretty, it looked great. I thought it looked amazing before somebody got a hold of it, because again, it's not policed, and all night long you can walk by and it's dark there. You could drop all sorts of stuff in there, algae, whatever you want in there. Nobody's paying attention. Now there might be people actually paying attention, but for the most part, if anybody's walked along the reflecting pole overnight, I used to walk by the reflecting pole at night, actually after like 11 o'clock until it got rubbed at gunpoint in DC. Shame on me for being that stupid. But there's no light there, so you can actually just drop whatever you want in there, chemicals or whatever, or algae, whatever you need, whatever you want to do. You could do it and nobody would pay attention. And even then, like, there's so much space out there. There's not a lot of cameras out there on the National Mall. There's a lot of space for leftists or whoever wanted to damage it. But when this first happened, when this story first happened, and they first cleaned it up, I was getting kind of annoyed at all the people who they were clearly either flying out or saying, walk by and take a picture and talk about how great it is. I understand how pretty it was and how great it was, but it just seemed canned. Sort of like when the leftists went after J.D. Vance over the past weekend and they all had the same thing to say about J.D. Vance looks weak and blah, blah, blah. It was all staged. Everybody dropped that messaging at the exact same time. It was sort of like the same thing with everybody going to the reflecting pool and taking photos by the reflecting pool. I had to bring my family down here. No, nobody's going. If you've been in DC for a long period of time, you're going to walk by it at some point. And it's not like a let's go visit it, let's go do the thing. And a lot of people who live in DC and participate in all this DC politics, it just seemed very canned when you take a look at it from an inside the Beltway bubble as opposed to somebody who's watching from outside. From outside, you might be thinking, oh, it's very wholesome. From inside, you're like, oh, that's canned. They're telling people to go down and take photos by it. So this is like the pettiest pile of garbage I think I've seen in politics in a long time. Because after Trump and all of these people went out and started talking about how great it looked, all of a sudden everything turned upside down. And it turned upside down at a pace that, and again, Trump hired, I believe, his own pool people to go do it, or people that he's worked with before to do pools. And to me, I trust those people because I think they're going to go do a good job. They want Trump to look good, and they're not going to go in and do a half job. So they went in and fixed it. And then immediately it turns upside down and it's full of algae and it's falling apart. I don't buy that for a second. I think something happened to it. And you can go ahead and call me a conspiracy theorist, but I think absolutely somebody got their hands on it. Yeah, not crazy. Sabotage. Thank you, CJ. Spiking it with chemicals. I think so too. It's not hard to do. And that's the thing. You guys don't understand. If you haven't been there before, late at night, when you walk by the reflecting pole, there's like no security whatsoever. It's dark. It's like a half mile. There's a lot of places you can throw a bunch of stuff. So let's see here. I told my husband the same thing. See, I'm not crazy. First, I thought it was done on purpose, and then like for the sealant to be coming up, just smells. The whole thing smells funny to me. The whole I don't get it. But I want to get. There's somebody who is about to join us here who's a legal expert in everything. Town hall columnist Kurt Schlichter. I'm waiting for his face to center up in our little chat box window, and as soon as that happens, I will bring him in. I think he's good to go. Let's try it, shall we? Kurt Schlichter, hello. I can't hear you. You have muted yourselves, it says, according to my thing. We're going to need to hit the button where you unmute yourself, Kurt. You look beautiful today. You look slim.
I am slim.
I am not.
I've got some hints.
We do this. You and I. We have this is our weight chart as a sign.
Yeah, I know. It's a constant battle.
It is, but you know what? It's tough. It's tough when you're famous and successful.
And old.
Yeah, true. You got me by a couple of years, but still, I drink more.
Dude, I got you by a lot more than a couple. Hold on. I want to get these here so you can see my books. By the way, the new book is going on pre-sale now, American Warlord from Passage Press. Coming out October 3rd or just November 3rd.
Is that the one?
Everybody ought to go to Amazon and check it out.
Do I have a blurb in that one?
You've got the blurb. I got blurb from you in it.
I've reached the point where I can get a blurb and a schlichter. He was actually out of people. He's written so many successful books, this guy, that you finally were like, we're out of people. You go to your publishers like, hey, we're going to give you another $1 million this time. You got anybody different than, like the president of the United States to talk about how great you are? And he's like,
when MAGA Stud 69 turned me down, I was like, who's left? Who's left?
Me.
Tim.
Me.
Tim runs his mouth.
Yeah, I know it. All
right.
Hey, I want to talk about the reflecting poll because that's all people are talking about. Look at this.
What people are talking about that?
Leftists in the media, nonstop. Nobody on our side.
Oh, they're touching themselves harder than Graham Plattner in an outhouse on Valentine's Day.
Look at this, Kurt. There's a dead duck. There's a dead duck in the poll.
Does Trump know no limits to his evil? Now he's killing ducklings.
There was no family of the duck. They usually hang out with the rest of them, but there was a duckling in there. Nobody cared, by the way. The same people who were outraged by this, they didn't care about Fauci killing. How many beagle puppies did he have eaten alive by fire ants? Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah. See, we can't point out leftist hypocrisy, Tim, because you have to believe in some to be a hypocrite.
Yes. It's, by the way, are you seeing that? Hold on. Oh, no.
Yeah, I saw it.
This is, by the way, this is on Father's Day. So tell me when I just say this is on Father's Day, tell me what you know already about this person dressed up walking around cheering for Algie.
Well, I know he ain't celebrating Father's Day.
There's no father whatsoever. This is what happens when people are fatherless, by the way.
I spend so much of my time now thinking, what the hell is wrong with you?
Yes.
And those poor guys, I wish they weren't schlichters yet. If somebody dressed as was that Barney Rubble or somebody, or whatever that dinosaur in the Flintstones is, you can kick his ass.
Yeah. I would say, I was going to say green light. I think they should be allowed, like honestly, at what point here this has to break the law at some point, right? Like standing up on these guys. Like if they kind of brush against them, is that when you can go?
Yeah, it might be. The rules of engagement are unfortunately tight. I think,
yeah.
I think you'll agree. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately, Tim, because I've been watching videos of retards on airplanes who do something obnoxious and are asked to leave. I'm seeing a lot of people, primarily foreigners, but a lot of, the back end of the bell curve types doing the, how do I listen? I'm having a conversation like this with the speaker on. Yeah. And then that bitch said I was the bitch, but that hoe is the bitch.
I am so over that. I am over it.
I think we need to have a society where we can kick more people's asses.
Hey, look, they've got an upside down gay DC flag. Where do you buy those?
I don't know. What? Look at these people.
I
don't see them breeding anytime soon, so that's a plus. The reflecting pool's one thing. Keeping them out of the reflecting pool's one thing. I'd rather keep them out of the gene pool, if you know what I'm saying.
You don't have to worry about that. They don't know.
I think they reproduce by budding.
I don't understand. How do you get to this point, mentally? Because again, you and we're angry about politics.
Yeah.
Why have you ever felt the need to go dress up like this?
I dressed up in a brony outfit once.
Oh.
To make $5,000 for veterans as a joke.
There's got to be.
It was fully ironic.
There's got to be a better way than dressing up like a brony.
I made $5,000 for veterans, man.
I covered BronyCon at one point.
Oh dear, they're another bunch of people who I'm like, what the hell are you thinking?
They should probably be in jail. Some of them, they should be on lists. I think that's their hard drives should be probably investigated.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to see their the only browser histories I'd like to see Lester Tallarico's.
Yeah, I don't.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yike.
Hold on.
No, I mean, leftism is a mental illness, and it's becoming it's documented What do like 80% of liberal women have some sort of weird mental illness?
Yeah. Oh, I know why I didn't get my earlier guest, because I forgot to hit send on the link to send it to her.
That would make it difficult.
That would make it very difficult. Yeah, I'm typing. I'm sorry to them. This is why.
Oh my gosh! Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm at that polo stage wearing phase of life.
Why are you at a polo? Like, how did you get there? By the way, I don't think I'm ever giving up the hoodies and the hats. I don't think that's.
I love this shirt.
Great.
Arena got it for me. If you look closely, there's little doggies on it. It's super comfortable. I love this shirt. I wore it out to the beach today to eat lunch overlooking the Pacific. See, there's a reason I live in California. And, I'm just trying to come to terms with who I am.
Yeah. By the way, she's probably going to join now. It's Amy Robbins. I don't know if you've ever done anything with her before, but no. Listen, I don't understand the whole thing. By the way, how's everything been going? You've been filling in now for Joe Piscopo. You're like, when are they going to give you your own radio show, or have they given you the same talk?
I have made it clear that I'm not interested in doing something every day at a set time.
But that's where the big bucks come in.
I've already got big bucks. I was a lawyer.
Yeah. By the way, here's very smart on this. Cassie J says sad, sick people.
Cassie J is correct.
Cassie J is 1,000% correct. Hold on. Let me bring in and apologize immediately to Amy Robbins. It was sitting literally sitting in the chat box, and I just never hit send.
It's all right. I'm sorry. I didn't even get a chance to do like an audio or technical check. So I hope everything's going well.
Technical check. There's no technical check on any of this.
Well, there we go.
Turn on cameras and it goes. Amy, we're talking about, and I want to get your opinion on this person here and all of these people on Father's Day and over the past week who have been around the reflecting poll protesting, but also, do you guys think, and I didn't ask Kurt this yet, do you guys think that it's the algae has been planted there by the leftists? I do.
I'm so sorry. Did they what, Tim? What was the question?
Do you think that the algae has been planted, or the chemicals that are going into it now have been planted, or do you think it's a failure on the poll people?
I've seen the videos. I've seen the protest. I've watched the videos. I wouldn't doubt that these people are capable of doing something like this, that they probably maybe inserted some. But my take is that this algae has been a problem for like every president. I mean, it's been a problem when Obama spent $34 million to renovate it. It's going to be a problem just due to the nature of how it's constructed, the engineering, the weather conditions. But I would not put it past, these crazy lunatics for doing something to cause a problem with this reflecting poll. So, who knows?
Let's play a game called what story is more significant than this that the media isn't reporting on? Kurt, you go first.
Everything. Literally every story in mankind is more important than the reflecting pool. My governor is under investigation. We've got an onanistic Nazi with bizarre gay rape fantasies running for the Senate in Maine. We've got John Ossoff helping black churches violate IRS rules by giving political speeches. We've got a million things going on. But let's talk about algae.
I mean, that really is. I mean, when you take a look at the talking points and where they come out of, that's all the View was focused on today, which I thought was interesting because that's usually where they drop the craziest talking points and they go from there. Amy, what do you think is more important than this story?
I don't know. How about the 250,000 white women that have been raped by Islamists in the UK? That's a pretty big one. You've got President Trump threatening more military strikes in Iran if they don't cut off the proxy funding. I mean, there's so many things, but you just have the picture of the poor baby duck. And I don't know if you guys already touched on this or not, but if those leftists are involved in being a part of the problem that is killing these poor baby ducks, like, we got to do something about this because this is absolutely absurd that they would let those little ducks. I mean, I know they got to treat the algae somehow, but they're putting more in there that's causing these problems. Like, come on, you guys cannot be baby killers on top of the lunatics that you already are. I mean,
I'm not going to tolerate duckicide.
I am not going to take this. No, like, this is just awful. That picture made me Very, very sad today, Tim.
And this, by the way, this is not a joke. This is serious. But there are more ducks killed in Chinatown every day in DC than there was reflecting poll. There's that whole. That's the only place I've ever eaten duck. You get the Peking duck at the one place. It's all in the window
Hey,
when you walk around in Chinatown.
It's a good meal, you know, but not the little baby ducklings in DC. No, sir. No way.
Chinese street food, one of the few things less appealing than James Tallarico's browser history. I'd like a pangolin pop, please.
No.
Do you guys think, and I'll start with Amy on this one, do you think Keir Starmer would have resigned had they been able to cover up this 250,000 raped women story? I don't think he would have.
You know, I don't know. Things are looking bad for him in general. I don't know. Look, luckily, guys like Tommy Robinson are exposing what's happening with this Islamic invasion in the UK. And I think you can no longer ignore the fact that when you step off the plane and you're going to go tour in the UK, that you literally feel like you're in a third world country. And I don't think with the rising taxes, the spending, their GDP is lower now than Mississippi. I mean, I think he has too many problems. The 250,000 women that were raped is kind of, you know, the cherry on top for him. That's what's gonna do it. But I think he was long overdue for needing to resign anyways.
My theory the entire time is that those types of stories are why he wants to ban social media and limit X.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's their thing. This whole we've got to ban social media for kids under 16 is really just to get everybody to ID themselves before they go online so they can more easily be arrested. I don't understand. Look, I keep hearing, why are we aligned with Israel? What's Israel ever done for us? Except kill the same people who want to murder us because I'm retarded and I blame the Jews for everything, including my manifest sexual dysfunction. But yet we still have a quote unquote special relationship with a country that arrests people for saying things. Now, I like to fight. I was a colonel. I'm not picky, but I don't particularly want to die for a country that arrests people for saying things.
Do you think we've forgiven it because they're white people with a smart person accent?
I haven't forgiven it.
I think a lot of people overlook it because you don't think that they could be the bad guys. Because they don't appear to be the bad guys that we've been trained to see as bad guys.
Well, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately, and it's pretty much the white guys are always the bad guys.
Yeah, but not the British white guys. It's always just the normal white guys, right?
It's the normal American ones, especially if they like Jesus.
Yeah,
then
but actually,
they're bad.
Hold on, but I have a theory on this because it's really funny. My daughter actually loves the villains. She loves the alpha male white villains on shows, and I actually think that it's because they exhibit these dominant traits that women are actually wanting to go after. So I think there's this whole, conspiracy theory to try to make all the alpha males look like the villains that's backfiring on them because you have all these young white women now. They're like, that's what I want. I want to marry Gaston. I don't want to marry the Beast who, was a prince wearing makeup and his hair in bows and
Femi.
I want Gaston.
This is the Alex P. Keaton syndrome, where they have a character who you're supposed to hate and you end up loving them. Now, I refuse to watch The Boys for a number of reasons, including anti-Americanism and the bad plastic surgery. Apparently there's a character on it called Homelander, and he's supposed to be the villain, and everybody loves him.
Everyone loves him. It's backfiring. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know who the hero of Star Wars is? It's Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
This is a guy who knew how to get things done.
Yeah, 100%.
He took care of communist insurgencies. He put that. Do you think an old lady would be afraid to walk to the market in Darth Vader's planet? No, because the junkie hobo scumbag loser is going to get freaking cut in half with a laser sword.
Yep.
But on Luke Skywalker's world, they had slavery. Just throwing it up there.
Terrible. No, also you're right. When you look at it, all of the planets that aren't run by the Empire are full of criminal gangs, and they're actually not organized at all. Just because they picked black and white costumes doesn't mean they were the bad guys.
No, you're absolutely right. No, both of my kids gravitated towards Darth Vader. They love him, and we didn't push that on him. This was. Yeah,
you should show them Starship Troopers.
Maybe
they
when they're
totally
older.
Get the wrong idea. It's a satire of fascism, though. The bugs are the good guys.
They'll watch it when they're older. Yeah.
I thought the bugs were supposed to be the Chinese in the Korean War, but don't quote me on that. I don't know. Kurt, you're the military guy. Is that reasonable or no?
Well, we don't exactly have co-ed showers. Or actually, I guess they did under Biden.
They did.
Ew.
They did. No, they forced that. No, I really think, it's a couple of things why they would ban the social media and for kids under 16. It's the registering thing, obviously, but also making sure that all of the information that these kids get are BBC and government propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's very Mao. It's very Mao.
It's very Mao. Yeah, and they're not even calling it out. But look, we don't call it out in America either. Our generation, our 16-year-olds and younger, actually, I would even say probably 30-year-olds and younger don't even know what actual censorship and suppression looks like. They're not taught about communism in school. They don't talk about socialism. I actually did a episode on my show with Janice Trey, the CEO and the founder of Epoch Times, who was, they're the ones who broke all the stories about the labor camps in China, the organ harvesting, escaping communism. And my producer, who was 23 years old, stopped us while we were recording and said, "Hey, can you go back and explain to me what communism is?" And I said, "Well, okay, hold on a second. What do you mean?" He goes, "No, when I go on TikTok," I mean, remember who was owning TikTok at the time? He was like, "Everything we see about China, everything we see about communism is beautiful, is wonderful." So you can't really blame them. They have no idea what any of this is, why it's dangerous. And there you go.
They're trying to stop me. Look, the solution to this problem is do what I did, which is marry into a Cuban family. They know the damn communists.
Yeah.
Go ahead and wear a Che t-shirt around us. See how that goes.
Yep.
Muy malo.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if you got any hot refugees, you can set me up with. I'm back on the market. Speaking of people who are on the market,
Nice.
a girl
for the Latin heat, as you know.
I'm very aware, Kurt. You've beaten that drum to death. And she's a wonderful woman, but Jesus. All right, listen. I want to talk about this story because this girl thought it would be a good idea to put her dating app on. She only has, by the way, this girl. She has 8,500 followers, but probably millions of DMs because she wants to show her Hinge profile, and suddenly 856,000 people have seen it, and it's been pushed around. She just seems like a decent person.
Okay.
Go ahead, Amy.
Gotta go. You have to go read this comment section because the internet, first off, is brutal. I don't know if this girl thought she was going to be getting the type of comments that she ended up getting. I mean, she got a lot of support, but man, the hate came out strong. But I have to give it to her. She has the best personality, the best responses I have ever seen. I mean, somebody needs to hire her to be like a writer on a comedy show or something because she just rolls with the punches. Everything falls off her back. I was like, girl, you're brave because that was harsh. And she did a really great job. She should find somebody just based off her responses alone, I think. Well, and her picture. Everyone kept telling her which picture they thought she should make her profile picture. That one.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
But look, wait a minute. I don't understand the objection to this. She seems like now I've not seen this. I'm looking at what you have up there. She seems like a nice lady.
Normal.
She's pretty.
Yeah.
She's got a dog. I like that.
Yeah.
What's the beef with her? Did
She's
she
a rancher.
too normal? Too cool?
No. She was talking about other people's Hinge profiles. Amy, do you need to go? Because I'll let you go if you got to go.
No, I got like 10 more minutes. No, the hate is more once you put yourself out there, you know, people are going to judge you off of everything from what you look like, what's in your profile. They were even hating on her dog's looks. And, she had great comeback responses for it. They were, tell her that she's a 6 at best. And I love what she said. She's like, yeah, but my personality is a 2. So I'm basically like an 8.
Well,
I'm like, she does a great job.
I could make you feel things you haven't felt in decades. Disgusting. By the way, I DM'd her and I asked her to come on the show to talk about it. I think she might come on later this week. But I was like, am I the only person in your DM's not hitting on you? And she's like, pretty much.
Then it worked.
Yeah. Listen, a 6, but I'm a 2, so I'm like an 8. Yeah, this is pretty good. She again. I bet this has provided you with some entertainment. Even I lost the plot at certain points because there's no way many of them stuck to the storylines. I mean, again,
I'm here for her responses. Like she took the time to respond back to pretty much every one of them with a great, snarky, very witty response. I thought she did a great job.
Babe, you like to drink, eat, and travel? Wowzers. Now I've seen it all. Nope, I stay at home and fast. Again, she really is leaning in.
Somebody get in there, Tim. Swoop that
That's
up.
what I said. I was like, get this
in there.
job. She's
I'm not
great.
dating. I'm not dating 30s. I'm not dating above 35 anymore. I'm done. I've learned my lesson.
I gotta know why.
At some other point.
Overinflated egos, and like just feminism has gotten to people, birth control's gotten to women, and just overinflated egos and self-worth. After the last two, I just spent. So if you add 10, this is here we go. Tim time. If you spend, it was 2.5 years with one nasty one, and then 10 months with one who was ungrateful and incredibly selfish. I mean, that's a good 3.5 years that I've spent just wasting my time. And right now, I'm going to be like the many men I think in the market right now, and I don't care. I don't care about dating. Now, there are a couple people I might be interested in. I've expressed that to Amy via text when I forgot that I was in a room with somebody. I forgot what somebody looked like.
That was so funny, by the way.
But you know, for me personally, like I've reached my point, and I think a lot of guys have reached their point that are dating.
It's
And
sad. You know, Arena. We've been married, what, 23 years?
Yeah, great. Yeah, great. Well, you go
we're going to go look at tile today.
Look, I got a nice house. I got a whiskey room. I got an action figure room. I got studios. I get to travel for a living. I now have an annual pass to Disney that I don't need because of the ex. And like, so like, I just don't give me that look. I bought it for her I bought us annual passes.
I was going to say, please don't be the single dude. Go to Disney. Please, Tim, I beg of you. It's not the place that you're going to find your future wife. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Please,
don't be the creepy guy with a camera at the Frozen ride.
Yep.
You mean I can't just go pick up a teenager playing a princess? No, that's not the idea.
But enough about Mr. Tallarico.
Oh no, he just goes after staff to cover for him. No, I don't. I've reached my point. I've reached my point, and I've just like, you know, I get to live a dope life and do what I want, and I'm very successful at it. And
look, I think that's sad because you cannot be the one that contributes to the decline of the birth rate in our country, Tim. Like we need to catch up to all the other people that are coming here in our country, and
you need to get out there and breed. You need to like sow some seeds.
Yeah. For the sake of our country, Tim.
Why do you hate America?
Look, maybe Japan. Maybe I'll go over to Japan. But no,
they love America.
I no longer. Again, and Amy, actually, your husband said you need to hang out with us more, and I'm like, yeah, I know. But like, I've just reached my point. It's so annoying. Dating is annoying, and it's really overinflated egos of a lot of these women, and also in the conservative realm, like when you get into TV people that aren't married, and like I always talk about, like when I talk about, I think I made a joke to Drew once because somebody said, "Oh, why aren't you talking to this girl at this event?" That we were all at, and I go, you know how your wife is attractive and intelligent at the same time, and he goes, yeah. And I go, you don't find that combo in most conservative women. You usually get one or the other, but not both.
They're not both. Man.
Wait for Kurt to plug his wife here.
I don't know. I always say
upstairs.
Lucky. Yeah, I just
she like taller. She can work with you.
Well, we just celebrated 20 years. So I mean, the horror stories that I hear about single people, like I'm just like, Drew, you can't leave me. You can't leave this world. You can't leave me. If you leave, I'm going with you. Like, that's just, I'm not doing this. Yeah. I'm not doing that single thing. It's hard.
Yeah. It's bizarre. I watch these single people. Everything's online. Nobody goes to bars anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nobody.
It's too much. It's too many options. That's what I say. You know, when you go to a restaurant and the menu, like Cheesecake Factory, okay?
Yes,
when Cheesecake Factory, is you have way too many options and you can't make a decision because there's always something that might be better than what you're eating. And I swear these dating apps have created this horrible culture where like they're just maybe somebody that's better on the other side, so nobody commits. And I'm glad I didn't have to deal with any of that. I had to have in-person conversations. I had to go on dates with people, talk to them. Like we didn't get to break up over a text. No, we had to have those like hard conversations with people. And it would be kind of nice, I think, to see people get back to that.
Yeah, I was weird. I met my wife at a wedding of one of my college roommates, like a normal person.
I know. That doesn't happen.
No, not
Yeah.
me. Nope. No. Mine have been conservative in the conservative sphere. The last two that I wasted 3.5 years on,
Sorry.
and the one, by the way, don't date an alcoholic and have a whiskey room. Just a tip, just a little tip.
Little tip.
Don't.
Tips with Tim.
I was dating an arsonist and I had a torch collection. What happened?
Pretty much. Hey, look, I just learned my lesson on a lot of stuff. But no, I got to tell you, it's very. I reached a point where, like, you know, things are going real well, and I love it. And I'm having a great life, and at this point, like, I'd love to have a woman along for the ride, but I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.
You're gonna have to come visit us when we're at the Houston house, and we'll see what's going on.
I would. You know what? We could go out in Houston. We could also go to Jasmine Crockett's district. That's a real hit or miss down there too. Violent areas that.
Oh, fun.
That's nice.
Maybe I can go to like a teen takeover.
I was carrying a gun in Texas, so I'm willing to go to her district.
I have a lot of people who I think want to set me up with people, but right now I just need to finish putting my.
Well, as soon as somebody who's like in a relationship sees someone who isn't, for some reason they feel like compelled to interfere.
Also, man, is somebody like not to be like overly whatever, but somebody's gonna hit the lottery with me because I'm just everything is like again like I can travel wherever. Like literally for the 4th of July, I had to figure out where I was gonna go. If I was gonna go to Disney, I had actually Waldorf Astoria at Disney probably, but like got DC obviously got the invite there. Got Mount Rushmore as an option. Like and it's like, oh, where do I want to go? I don't know.
That's fine.
You know, and I have a million points on America.
I had options. Remember 2000 when the millennium?
Yeah.
I was dating so extensively at the time. I was single. That I chose to go on and be the operations officer for the National Guard response to go Y2K. I was like, that'll solve the whole problem.
Yeah.
Hey,
When's the
Tim,
uniform?
I mean, you haven't tried putting your dating app profile on your ex page yet, have you?
I'm not doing that shit.
I mean,
Nope.
I'm all about outside the box thinking.
I'll tell you where I am right now.
Something.
There's a
reason there's a box.
There's a comms director on the Hill that I met who's like a crunchy hippie, and I was like going to DM her the other day, and it turns out she doesn't have social media that I could find. And I'm like, what?
So that's a plus. Now you're intrigued.
Well, I know. I'm like, how do I get a hold of this one? So I'm going to get her boss on my show and then find reasons to talk to her. But
don't use the old "I'm hiring" trick. Wait, don't do that.
I mean, there's. Like I'm doing the most. I didn't even bother to shave my neck today. It's been just I've given up. I've given up. That's where we are. I've given up. You know who hasn't given up? You two, Amy Robbins and Kurt Schlichter. That's how we wrap up a show. That's called a Shameless Segue. Kurt, show us some books, Kurt.
Oh, well, we got People's Republic over
Can't see
here,
that.
and we got
Your
the
one
newest
right
County
there.
Turnbull over there.
Yeah.
That's Panama Red. But just today, they're putting up my new novel, American Warlord. It comes out November 3rd, American Warlord on Amazon. It's got an incredible cover. Tim, I got to show you their proposed cover.
Yeah.
Because it had to be changed, but the new cover is amazing.
I love it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. American Warlord. Go get it on Amazon.
Kurt sold millions of books. Amy, what do we need to know about you?
Well, I want everybody to go celebrate the 4th of July in patriotic style. Head over to alexoathletica.com where you can get yourself some gun pants. It is leggings that will hold your gun. Celebrate our freedom all day long. Yeah. That's right. We also have amazing Freedom bomber jackets on sale right now. alexoathletica.com. Yeah, you can go get all your two-way needs and concealed carry needs at alexoathletica.com.
Are you doing the 4th of July event with the Dallas Express too?
Yeah, of course. And then I'm actually speaking with Moms for America. We're going to be a part of the Great America America State Fair.
Cool.
America 250. We're going to be on the National Mall July 8th, doing a big panel with the Moms for America women and just all the festivities. So it's going to be really cool to be a part of all that. So really excited.
Well, go find. I'm open to lightly used single moms. So
I'll keep my eye out for them. Well, I'm in DC for you.
Actually, I don't want anybody's kids. I've reached that point too. I'm over it. I don't want anybody's dirty kids. I got an action figure room. I don't want them touching any of my shit. All right. Anyway, with that, Amy Robbins, Kurt Schlichter, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit the retweet button. We will see you next time. For America, Tim runs his mouth. See you Thursday.
Thanks, guys.